Okay, episode 4 of Crossroads with the Burtons podcast. I'm Jeb Burton.
I'm Ward.
I'm running on not many hours of sleep. I just opened a Celsius and I need it. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning, so I'm exhausted.
You've been running hard.
Yep. So, we'll get into what I was doing, but what have you been doing since the last time we sat down and talked a week ago?
Well, I went to the Cove yesterday and loaded up a lot of stuff for our upcoming clay shoot.
What's the Cove? Some people might not.
The Cove is a conservation model that's approximately 3,000 acres in the northern part of Halifax County. Dear friend of mine owned it as I was a child. He was a Korean War. He was in the Korean War conflict. He was a Marine, and it's a cherished place for me. I brought obviously you up there long before the foundation owned it. But anyway, do a lot of work over there. We're moving our veterans events and some of our fundraising events from there to a more suitable place near Fort Barfoot on some property we acquired with the ACUB program. So anyway, loaded my truck up and was doing office work at my office in Halifax this morning. Got there, cleaned up a bunch of stuff, got fishing poles ready to go, and then had to go check out a piece of property, and here I am back in Halifax.
Well, you missed the part about what happened to your truck. Why don't you tell everybody what you did?
Well, the truck operator made a careless error, but that was last Friday, not this.
That's fine.
So last Friday, I had somehow or another not put the pin in my lowboy to bind it to my ball on my trailer, on my truck. So long story short, first time I loaded the tractor up and got it off was no problem, but the second time, without the chains having held it, the whole thing would have gone up in the air, the front of the tongue of the lowboy, and probably torn my back of my truck up pretty bad, particularly the tailgate and all, but just got the rear bumper. I took a big old sledgehammer to that, Friday afternoon and got it pretty much back straight. But got a new rear bumper coming from my 2500 diesel Chevrolet, and it was nothing but driver error, and I've never made that mistake before, but I sure messed it up last week.
I figured people would get a kick out of hearing about that.
Well, hey, if you do things, you're going to mess up sometime. That was a careless mistake, though.
I've been running around working on all kind of different stuff. I haven't been out to the property but like once in the last month because I haven't had time to.
I know, yeah.
It's been wide open. My weeks fly by because we do a debrief and then we do the simulator 2 times a week, and then there's a travel day involved, and then I'm doing stuff with the hunting show and stuff on another day, and Zoom calls and all kind of stuff. So it's been wide open, but I just got back from a pretty cool goose hunt. I went up to the Chesapeake Bay with one of my partners, High and Dry. They make waders. They're really nice waders, and we went down yesterday evening, and we got there kind of late. We got in the field set up at 6, and we were shooting at 6:15.
Wow.
And I think these geese were definitely not educated because we were dropping them out of the sky, and they were circling, coming right back.
So these are resident geese.
I think these were, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain. Did you ask them about the season changing as it gets later when regular migrating birds are coming down? It's way too early for that.
Yeah, so that's why the limit, you can kill 10 right now.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
So it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool footage, and then my dog Hunter had a lot of fun. He hadn't hunted in a while, and it was fun to do that. And we videoed it all, and we're gonna put it on the show in a couple months. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to going down there with those boys this winter, hopefully. And you brought some really good looking oysters and clams back, so I'm looking forward to digging in some oysters.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure out where we're gonna put the oysters and clams, because how long do you think they'll stay good for?
4 or 5 days, but they have to stay cold. I mean, they're best to be eaten pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I stopped by there, and his family owns, I can't pronounce it. His family owns a place that I got the oysters and clams from. It was called, I can't even say it. You want to try it?
No. Wow.
Yeah, I can't.
Wow. Sue and Sakat? Did they ever pronounce it for you?
Yeah, but I couldn't do it. And
Wow.
try it one more time.
Sewansikat. It's SEWANSECOTT. I mean, where the hell that name comes from, beyond me. But,
I don't know, but they had a first class service going on there. The clams and oysters and everything.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Well, the company has been around since over 100 years. So
yeah, so
awesome.
that was pretty neat to go up there, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back in January to do a duck hunt. So that'll be fun. Some other things I wanted to get into today was Atlanta. I just went there and raced with Norma Precision. Norma is one of our sponsors on our hunting show, and they make really cool ammo. So it's pretty cool to highlight my passion for hunting and the outdoors with Norma at Atlanta. Didn't get the finish that we wanted to, but got some good TV time for our partners, and that was positive. And I really was hoping Atlanta was going to go a little different, but we can dive into that a little bit. It was weird because you go there. We flew there in the morning. I got to take my sister to the race, so that was pretty neat. Fly Alliance flew us down there, and you flew with us, and Tom as well. Tom works for me and helps me with a lot of my partners. And we went down there, and right when we get there, you get no practice, one lap of qualifying. So we take for granted, what if something was wrong? You know, what if we blew a tire, right? If we blew a tire and we wrecked in qualifying, and there's only 3 hours before the race, you got to wrap a car. You're not allowed to have a backup car with a motor in it. So it would be a full. I mean, think about that. No wrap, no motor. I mean, just
it'd
roll.
be a complete cluster.
Yeah, it would be. It would not be.
So glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, that would not be good.
You know, y'all's team not having an alliance needs to practice in a bad way, because the simulator alone would not give you the input that practice does.
Yeah, we need
That's
the simulator.
Obvious.
The simulator is definitely helping, but we need to get more practice. So hopefully something will change with that. But yeah, we had a decent car. I was really loose all day, and cut a tire and spun out. Luckily didn't hit anything when I was coming to pit road, and then survived that, and then got in another little. I talked to my spotter today about it, and he's kind of summed it up perfectly. Like, when I was coming back through the field, I was passing a lot of cars because I was a lot faster than all those cars. And he said you didn't do anything wrong. He said, but when you're coming up through the field there, sometimes you need to be a little bit more cautious on who you're racing with, because I don't race with those guys a lot, right? So I don't know how they race and those kind of different things. And Atlanta, you're in the throttle wide open. And at Atlanta, you're getting closer than you normally do at some other mile and a half for side drafting and stuff like that. And I feel like coming off the corner, I was coming up, and for some reason, it just kind of sucked us in a little bit. And when
I think he was coming down. He didn't know you were there. That's what it looked like.
What?
It didn't show it on TV. I couldn't remember what the car it was. Maybe it's 42.
So, yeah, like what happened was the 42, me and the 42 made contact. He hit my right rear quarter panel. And when he hit my right rear quarter panel, it put me into the 35, and that's what cut my tire down. It was just a little contact. Like, I saved it. We're good. I never lifted it out of the gas. And it cut I knew right when it happened, I thought tire was going down, and it was. So that was frustrating, because then I had to pit under green, and then we lost 2 laps. And then we got one of our laps back, but then another caution didn't come out, and that was kind of the end of our day.
Well, you had the first time was just bad luck. You ran over something, what caused it. But second, just gotta. I don't know how all of it happened. It happened so quick.
Yeah, I think I've been really thinking about it, because this sport is built on results. That's what it is. I mean, it takes money to do it, but you as a driver and your team, you all want results. That's why you do it. You have goals, and you set yourself up for goals every year to compete at the highest level you can with the piece of equipment and the team that you're with. And this year, what has been really frustrating for us as a team, and the good thing is my team still has my back, and I have their back, the guys that I work with, and that's very important, because I've been in situations where they don't, and then it's very miserable. So what's been frustrating is I feel like we really overachieved last year, and certain things went our way, and we've made our cars better at some places and don't have the results to show for them for whatever reason. I mean, Indy, they wreck on lap 1. There's nothing I can do. Coda, I had a top 10 car going, and the steering box broke, or no, the sway bar arm weld broke. I mean, it's been a lot of things. Daytona, running 5th, got wrecked at the beginning of the year. Talladega, we had something totally wrong with our car. I mean, it's been a crazy, frustrating year, and it can add up and put a weight on the driver and the crew chief, because some people that aren't involved, they just look at the results and they don't know why. So, like, I talked to my spotter, Mike Herman, today, and he said, we have to restart. We're going to Watkins Glen and just do what the car will let me do, and let's restart these last 9-10 races. Let's do the best we can. And it's good to hear that, like, because when you don't have the results as a driver, you can second guess everything you do.
Well, there's no reason to do that, Jeff.
No, I know.
Y'all don't have any more resources. So when you boom, 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 knocking off the 16th, 17th place finishes, that's where you're at.
No.
So had the tire issues not happened, you would have been right there, because 5 or 6 of the good cars were out.
I'd have had a
You'd
shot
have been
at
right there between 10th and 13th. Otherwise, you're going to be right there between 13th and 18th.
We're doing the best we can with what we got, and everybody wants more. The problem is the teams that are outrunning us have more resources and more money.
They got a lot bigger budget, and
Yep.
they have a lot more technical
Yep,
support.
and that is what it is. But
Yep.
the frustrating part the other day was I passed at 26 multiple times, and he had a shot to win the race.
Well, so that's what you always got to think about as a driver, right? as frustrating as it is that you can't make the moves that you want to make had you had one of the best cars, so you got to drive more defensively.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes is exactly right. I feel like I'm on defense a lot more than I'm on offense. And I feel like when you're on defense, it's easier to make more mistakes than it is when you're on offense.
It's a hell of a lot. It's
I feel like I'm
it's
on
like
defense.
being a lap car versus being a car that's lapping cars. It's a lot easier to stay out of trouble.
I'm telling you, like my tongue is hanging out when I'm running 9th, 7th at some of these places. I am doing everything I can. Like on a restart, like Darlington, I restarted like 14th. The first Darlington, I got to 8th in a lap. When I did that, it got me in the track position, but I am doing everything I can. I needed the race to end, like,
Yeah,
because they're coming, So, it is what it is, but
it's a tough situation. They're not going to add practice to these events, I don't believe, and it's really tough when you're taking cars to a racetrack with no practice, which you would have really been hard to do back in my day. They can do it now much more. They're much more likely to get away with it now because of all the sim, which is just a video game that gives the driver experience, seat time, and feeling what the car is going to feel like without having a chance to tear the car up.
yeah.
And so that's what's changed so much. And if you don't have it, that's why you need practice. And like at Indy, y'all had, 45 minutes of practice, hour of practice? You went from your normal place to making some good changes, which he did make the right changes to being a top 7 or better car.
Yep.
Like, bam. So, anyway, it's nothing we're going to do to change it. Just somehow or another, y'all just got to keep trying to close the gap there. It's a tough road.
What, you won your first Xfinity race at Atlanta?
Mm-mm.
What race? What race?
That was my last Busch race, Xfinity really Busch race.
What year was that Busch race?
93.
And who were you driving for?
A.G. Dillard.
The Hardy's car?
Yeah. Freddie Fryer, one of the most decorated drivers in the East Coast. This gentleman won no telling how many races in his day. He raced a lot against Donnie Allison and them back in the day. When Freddie passed, we'd all lost touch with him, but his son was on Bill Davis' race team, Mark. And anyway, Freddie just really good guy. Funny story of Freddie real quick. Donnie told me he was the only guy he ever saw that could get under the car, help rebuild the car, build the car, do all the stuff, and he always looked like he had brand new clothes on. He carried himself just in a really clean fashion while he's working on the car, and was a good clean driver too. So anyway, he was my crew chief all of 1993.
So that race, what do you remember about that race weekend? And
man, that race was crazy. So we got rain, we got snowed out in the spring race. It was a blizzard. I've never been in a snowstorm with that much wind anywhere in the world as much as it was in the spring of 93 at Atlanta. It closed down everything.
Were you stranded there?
Oh, everybody was stranded. We were shut off. We all made it back to the hotel. All restaurants were closed, gas stations closed. It was 2.5 feet of snow or more and the wind blowing like no tomorrow.
What were you doing about food and stuff?
We were all just struggling, trying to find stuff. Hell, a hot dog would have been good. But anyway, we came back the last race of the year to make up that race. That was Richard Petty's last race that weekend. And anyway, about the race, man, we were bad to the bone. I think we sat on the pole. I really can't remember. I think we did, but Mark Martin wrecked trying to beat me. Joe Bessie spun out in front of me trying to beat me. Both Mark and Joe Bessie spun out trying to beat me. Both times I just barely missed the instant. We were beating. I know Sterling Marlin was really good that day. It was just a ferocious race, high speed track. That old configuration, as it went later in the day, going into three. Going in three, before you lift on the gas, the sun would hit straight and you'd be blind for about 3 to 5 seconds, completely blind. And during that time, you had to let off the gas. It was, once you get in that rhythm, you figured out where it was. But it was one of those tracks the west sun was just glaring right at your windshield. But anyway, that was a battle of a race. If you ever watched that race.
And that was the last win. And then what happened the next year?
We went cup racing
with the same team.
With Hardys, yeah. That was and Freddie and Mr. Dillard could be, I think, kind of intimidating at times. But Freddie, something to do with the media, like a month before Daytona test, Freddie quit. I remember I found him at an apartment. He just said, I just can't do it no more. So that really, I mean, we were in a bad way.
He just had personal issues, like personal reasons why.
It was just him and Mr. Dillard.
They were just done working with each other. Mr. Dillard was probably putting some pressure on him. I really don't know, but he just couldn't do it no more. Yeah.
So, but anyway, that was a lot of fun to work with.
And that was when wasn't the start finish line on the other side of the track?
Yeah, the track was flipped.
Yeah.
It was really similar to the way Darlington used to be. I don't think it had a covered roof over the top of turn 3, but something was different about it. I know it's a lot of concrete stands right there coming off turn 4.
What do you got going on this week? I know you got a bunch of stuff going on with the foundation.
Yeah, so we're having I think it's our 18th annual Veterans Appreciation Day. So this will be the 3rd year that we're doing it at our new facility in Brunswick County. It's on a 450-acre track, and we got a 5-stand, as you know, built. Thanks to Mec and Beretta and Norma. We got some great partners, Bursch as well. So we'll have a shooting competition with skeet with our 20-gauge Berettas, and pistol competition, 3D archery. And because we got so many people, we added an extra event, and we got a beautiful stocked pond. It's all like boom, 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 really close to each other. So we got 85 veterans coming at the moment. And then the next day, we're doing Sarah Graper's fundraising event, which is a clay shoot at our 5-stand.
So you're doing the veterans event the first day?
Yeah, a little bit different what we've done in the past. So, yeah, got a lot of work to do. Thankful that we got a lot of wonderful volunteers that's going to be helping, and that'll be every day, man, every day from here to Saturday morning.
Well, that's cool. All the people that help support the foundation, and
couldn't do without them. And one thing that's extra exciting this time, we always meet a lot of true Americans that have served their country. A lot of them are bringing their family, their spouses. And since one of our new partners with the REPI program is Quantico, We got 15 active Marines coming from Quantico, and two of the two guys, well, one guy and one lady that play a great leadership role in Quantico that's joining us as well.
Sweet. Well, the other thing I was going to talk about for a minute before we jump off here is what else I've been doing and what you're going to be doing coming up. You're obviously doing the veteran event this week, so you're full steam ahead with that. And then when's the next race you'll come to? Probably Bristol next week?
I am coming to your next race at Bristol. You know, we're so fortunate that John Cox and everyone at Bristol is working with us with the suite. And so we've got another fundraiser with Project Healing Waters, a wonderful veteran organization, and we got some awesome support with that. One of them, of course, is Lance and Skip with Golden Corral are coming out, as well as some other partners to support us on that event as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
State Water Heaters is on the car. And
For
Fly
Bristol.
Alliance. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So those two.
And you got Alliance too?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So that'll look good. And I am going on an elk hunt after Bristol. We're going to fly there, me and Dean, cameraman, and try to go hunt some elk with my bow. So really.
You going at Jay's place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going back to Montana to try to get an elk, and we're going to video that. And last year I got really close to getting a bull. And you go out there, and every it's so pretty. It looks like you're not in the United States anymore. It just looks so different.
Yeah.
And always have a lot of fun. And even if we don't shoot anything, the last 2 times we haven't shot anything, and it's been a lot of fun and get a lot of cool stories. And then I'm working really hard on my stuff for next year. Not sure what I'm going to do yet for racing, but we're working on it every single day. And people keep asking me what I'm going to do. Starting to get pressure from social media and all kind of stuff. People are asking, getting antsy, but we're working hard on it. And got a bunch of good partners that we've built over the years and growing, and it's been good. This year on the track hasn't been everything we wanted it to be, but we've done a lot of good off the track and grown a lot of partnerships, and wouldn't be able to race without them. So,
well, you skipped from 2 subjects really quick. I'm very envious. Anytime to go out west, you know where my real heart's at, don't you? If I didn't have all these responsibilities, those mountains are calling me like a mother is calling me. I mean, that's really where my soul wants to be. It's just with all the responsibilities, I can't do it. But on the other subject you bring up, nobody's worked harder for your dream than you, and you treat all your partners right. Like being able to see Shady and Shannon and Jeff, and I can't remember the other gentleman's name, with Norma this past weekend. They love you because you treat them well, you over-deliver, and they understand you had some issues on the racetrack, but that's what it's all about, buddy. You keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, people don't realize how tough it is to survive in this sport. I mean, there is a lot of really good race car drivers that aren't racing anymore.
Hell, there's a lot of good race cars all over the country that's not going to have the opportunity because they need some financial support. I mean, it's just, hey, it's the business model we've talked about before, but you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully the doors will open and some of your dreams will come true. Your day's coming.
We're working hard on it. So we will try to go get a big elk and try to get our last couple races turned around, and we'll have something good to talk about. Good luck with the Veterans event. And that's going to be episode 4 of Crossroads with the Burtons, and we'll be back on here in a couple weeks.